Hello, everyone. Welcome to a both early and late episode of Critical Critique.
2 days early, and 1 day.
2 days early, 2 hours late, or something like that. Yeah. Things happening IRL with the boys.
Eastern isn't holiday still, and it's a family tradition to go to the island with the entire family and do a family photo and all that stuff.
All that fun stuff. So we figured we'll give you guys a special anime only episode today. We're not going to be watching a video. I know it's a shame. It's a big shame.
Naretsu, I do want to do that hentai is corrupting the youth, the
hentai always. The hentai is always corrupting the youth. Yeah, well, maybe we'll look at next week.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week.
Also, don't forget, it's been forever since we even mentioned this. You too can suggest videos.
Yes. You can either suggest them in the comments. You can suggest them in the community post that Ellie doesn't make anymore.
Yeah, you can just go back to one of the last ones.
I'm obviously on Twitter, despite the fact Twitter's not real.
No.
So you can.
I also have a not real Twitter account, which you're
not logged into 90% of the time because it's not real, right?
Yeah.
But no, I have my radar on Twitter, right? I'm using my radar. I'm picking up things. I'm seeing people talking about this video. People, So if there is a video, right? If there is something you guys want to see.
I maybe to spoil something, right? We did some videos on how gaming is ruined because the FPS bros don't have their good shooters anymore. And now Helldivers is out, and it's a very good game, but now the FPS bros are all like, gaming is saved, so
gaming is saved, yeah.
Because they had one good video game.
Yeah, we've got our options. We got choice,
And we've got to keep our eyes open.
Yeah, keep our eyes open. We've got some videos in the pipeline we can do. But today though, it is like I said, it's anime time. It's all anime. We're going to be talking about the animes we've been watching first, and then we're going to go straight into what's coming up.
What we're maybe going to be watching.
Yes, what we're looking at the list, seeing what's going on, and before we get fully started, of course there might not be a video, but there is a click.
Hey.
There might not be a video, but there is a conditioning. So there you go. Oh, jeez, bloody getting away on me there. Far out.
All right, Naretsu.
Right.
What are
we talking about?
I'll go first and put my mic a little bit softer because it's peaking.
Oh boy.
At least on my end. I'm going to do a quick. It's time for torture because it was the final episode. Second season confirmed.
Very good.
Very good. I just want to talk about how it's a complete farce.
Oh, is it?
It is. It is.
It's fake news.
It's so fake. It's. I still have the images up from episode 9 or so.
Yeah.
But the whole war between the human empire kingdom and the demon, the hell horde. It's not even really real. It's
all a simulation of the Matrix.
Yeah. That's the princess, when she flashes back, and in the introduction she's on horse marching an army.
Right.
Later on in episode 6, when the princess is attending a preschool school festival, there are cars. Cars exist in this world. And the princess is marching an army on horseback.
So the nonsensical nature of the world building is kind of getting you a bit tilted, is it?
No, it's absolutely not. It's amazing. It's it's the most Chad not caring ever.
no, no sense is best sense.
They communicate whenever they are in farcical fantasy mode. They communicate with decrees and letters and all that parchment, and then half an episode later they are watching the TV with doing an interview with a famous drama star on the TV dramas.
Yeah.
It's a complete farce, and that makes it fun.
Right.
And it's just it makes for good comedy for when they suddenly decide it's a fantasy show or when it's a modern day show. More farcical things, right? The princess you can kind of see in the I'm going to break my fancy layout stuff over here and make this.
Oh no, not the fancy layouts.
Here.
No.
So princess here is in a dungeon, in a cell, caged and all that stuff, right? Ball and chain.
Yeah. Doing the fun stuff. Yeah.
She can. The next door cell is a shower that she can freely use. She's not locked here. Also, she's the best sword fighter there ever is, and she has her sword with her at all times.
Yeah.
That ball and chain on her ankle, she can remove whenever. Her imprisonment is completely fake. She's not chained down, she's not disarmed, she's not locked up. And yet, every day, every evening, she goes back into the cell voluntarily. She's not.
So yeah,
it's completely fake, and it's
fun.
It's so much fun. It's to watch all these people put on such a fake act and being so serious about it all the time. It's great fun, but it's so fake.
Well, at least you're having a good time. That's that's the main thing. Right.
I don't know what our great mod is talking about right now. The masculine gentrification of romance.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, that was one that's in the list.
Is that in the list?
I think I put it in the list. We'll have to go back and have a look. We got a big list. Sometimes things get lost, but we'll probably go.
Oh yeah,
you posted it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
Well, we'll look into it. But yeah, no. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I read a little bit of the manga for this, but I kind of dropped it after a while. But it seemed, it's fine. It's right.
I read the manga a bit, but I don't remember over half of the stuff that happens in the anime. So even if you read the manga for a while, I think you're safe watching the anime. It's just more and different.
Yeah.
At least from what I.
Right.
Yeah, that's my go watch. It's time for torture. It's fun.
Yeah. All right, what do we got? What's next on?
I can go just in order and do Metallic Rogue first.
All right. So we thought it was over, but in fact,
it is not.
And also, what a twist! What a twist!
I didn't see it coming at all in the last episode when they talked about. You are.
It's you. Yeah, it's you. Oh, who could it be? Yeah. So So yeah. I mean, I guess I could say at least that like the wheels aren't spinning, right? At least it's actually progressing the plot. Right?
Yeah, but the problem is, right? This. I feel more and more. This is like a 50-episode anime condensed into 10.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Yeah, and we've talked about that each episode, right? It's like it feels like they're trying to cram this very lofty, big concepts, big ideas, big freedom, big slavery, big choices, big free will, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to condense that into this 12 episode, well, no, 13 episode,
13.
right? Trying to condense it into this 13 episode show, and it's falling flat, right? Because
Yeah, because in this episode there are so many betrayals, so many heel turns, so many,
well,
changing
there's
minds,
betrayals and people getting stabbed,
switching
people
allegiances, and new groups, new
and
motivations
and I
popping
and
up.
and I guess that's like part of the message, right? Like I get what they're trying to do because it's probably tying into the whole free will aspect, right? Like all these characters are acting of their own free will, right? And that's why they're doing the things like
Yeah.
because you have Naomi, right, who's obviously, she's got her job to do. She got to set the reactor off, right? But then she is like, no, I have to go back to Rogue, right? And she makes that decision of her own free will, and they have a conversation about how it's not logical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I feel like that's part of the again. They're taking these really big concept ideas and trying to compress it down, and I just don't think they're doing a great job at it because it ends up, I guess, maybe not oversimplifying, but it kind of falls flat in the execution, I think.
Yeah, because
And we're gonna,
I'm
yeah,
I'm going to forget most of the names. Big guy, right? The big
yeah,
guy with green.
yeah,
Uh,
green arms, big man, yeah,
yeah, big guy, big arm guy. His thing of, I know this is wrong now, but I've come so far already.
yeah.
I
So
found,
he's like sunk cost fallacy.
yeah, but
You
sunk
know,
cost fellow, some sunk cost ideology is a thing. Oh, I can't
yeah.
stop right now. So, but if you can build on
I
that
love her
character,
though. I have to keep going. I love her though.
yeah,
Right?
it's wrong, but I have been doing this for so many years, so quitting now is even worse than continuing, even though I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
That kind of character motivation, that character dilemma, and that
Is interesting. Yeah, it is
resolution.
interesting. But that guy has only probably had like a collective like 10 minutes of screen time
10 minutes,
across all
like three
less than
minutes
that,
of
right?
ac-
Like
3 minutes of
he
actual
showed
character.
he showed up when they were attacking the headquarters to get the other cores, right? That was like when he first showed
No,
up
no.
because he
So the first
rescued.
time he was on screen was when Jester guy landed on,
Yeah, he
crashed on
picked him up.
Earth, and he was on the island where he
Yeah, he
washed
picked him
on.
up. Yeah, but then so he has a collective screen time of like fucking 5 minutes, and like we don't really get to know him as a character. So when he dies, right? Because he obviously dies. I mean, it's in the
Mm.
picture. It's not like we care about spoilers anyway, right?
Yeah,
Like he's like I don't feel anything, right? Because I don't know him.
I
Like
feel the
okay,
lost
so he's
potential, right? Because
yes, because it's like, oh, he's got this love interest with the Silver Girl, right? Like
Mhm.
he's in love with the Silver Girl. He's doing all of this for her. He knows it's wrong, but he's doing it anyway because of her. But he's also got sunk cost fallacy going on because he's like, oh well, I've already fuck it, basically, right? Fuck it,
Yeah,
we ball,
kinda.
right? But like all of that, it's like you said, it is interesting. There is a character there, but because it's been so compressed, we haven't had time to really get attached, right? So when he dies, it's just like, all right, I guess like he's dead now. Like, all right, all
Yeah, and
right,
Jester guy, right? Jester, I'm going to call him Jester guy, yellow guy, Jester guy.
Yellow Man, yeah, yeah.
His betrayals are kind of fitting for his character, I guess. But there's just too little of his character. We only kind of know him first as a murderer, then as a, yeah, he's kind of a murderer, crazy murderer that
He's
does
crazy schizo psychopath man. Yeah, he's
and
like
now he's
that's
getting a little bit more character, and that is kind of fine when you have 20 episodes or so. Then
yeah. It really feels like this has suffered quite a lot by the fact it's only had so little time to flick. Because there's some good potential here, right? There's some really good stuff here. All these
Yeah,
different
now
characters.
Naomi is the best character in the show.
Agreed. Yeah,
She's
I agree.
fun. She knows what she wants. She know how to get it. She know how to do it. And her banter
Mm.
with Rogue is very fun.
Mm.
They call each other stupid. They hit each other. They protect each other. Also, they have a
Yeah.
very good banter. And I'd like to see. Would have liked to see a lot more of that also.
Mm. Mm.
But also,
I will. Oh yeah, I'll let
yeah,
you finish.
I just want to see more Naomi. I would
Mm.
Naomi best character. Have her in every scene. When she
I,
isn't on screen, the audience I ask, where is she?
where am I not? Where my waifu? Where my? But I was gonna bring up like another thing. I don't know if you picked up on it, but do you feel like the production quality was kind of weird this episode as well?
There are
Because I noticed.
some scenes where there are no faces, and it's
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I noticed that too. I was like, it's just like a still shot with a character in the background, and they don't even they didn't even put a face on them. They're like a silhouette in the background, and like the not yeah the background, not the foreground, the background, right? Like you'll have two characters
it's
talking,
like a
right?
mid ground really. He wasn't that
Mid
far
ground,
away.
yeah, 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 like mid ground, yeah, exactly. Like they're in the mid ground, and they're. I mean, obviously you're going to lose detail because you want to show that they're further away, but they look like fucking like there's no animation either. They're not even moving. They're just kind of it's just like a fucking PowerPoint presentation, right? Um. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I noticed that like a few times throughout the episode where it felt like the production quality is taking a bit of a dip. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going
Yeah,
on
but
there.
I
But
have seen it before, right? Because even in
mm,
Monogatari or something, there are moments where
mm,
they are reasonably close, but there's no face on
I
them,
get.
or
I guess it's like depends on how hard you notice it, right? Because I think it's only a problem because we've noticed it, right? And most of the time when you're watching, if the anime is engrossing you in some other way, right? Like the dialogue's
yeah, or
interesting,
the
or
weird backgrounds, architecture.
usually you're not going to notice those kind of things. But I think like because Rogue, there's not a lot actually going on, right? There's not a lot going on. I guess it makes it a lot more visible. So yeah, we'll see what the last episode has to bring
Yeah,
next week.
but on
I don't have high hopes. I'll just say.
we're here at Critical Critique. We support slave rebellions, so I
Yeah,
wonder
we support the slave rebellion. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
what
see what happens.
what the show is going to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
anyway,
All right.
Solo.
What's solo? So this was a fun episode. Fun. Big fights. Big fight,
Yeah,
man.
I
Big.
had
Ooh,
difficulty
yeah.
with picking 5 images, so I, you know,
Just kind of randomly picked a couple. Yeah.
yeah, one image is to represent every boardroom meeting they had during the show.
Yeah. We had a couple of interesting like cuts to some like because there's obviously some shit going on with the
Well,
guilds going to scout out the island or whatever.
yeah,
Um,
glasses guy, traumatized
he's
glasses
yeah,
guy.
they're doing some shit, but the core of the episode is this job change quest where he's having to essentially fight against his weakness in a sense. John Brown to guest you on the next episode.
Who's John Brown?
Yeah. He has to fight against like armored knights and stuff. So it's obviously the quest is you have to fight against what your weakness is, basically.
Is
Um,
that so? Yeah,
and
I
I mean that's what I assume, right? Because obviously that's not directly stated, but the fact that he's having to fight against knights because he's obviously an assassin dagger type character, he's not very like good at tackling things that have
yeah, I
heavily
guess it kind
armored.
of felt more like a it's kind of hard because I'm still having very difficulty with understanding the system, how that
The
works,
system, yeah.
and how customized the system is to our hero. But the to me the quest felt more like a can you survive anything, right? Was more of a difficult thing for everybody that would
Maybe.
go into there, because if imagine you were a knight coming into this job change quest, all right, knight v knight, maybe you can beat that, but then there's still the archers and the magicians, so that's still
Maybe.
difficult.
And then of course you have big badass Mick Redman shows
Yeah.
up, and they have a big brawl, a big fight, and now current objective survive.
Well,
Current objective
dropping the
survive.
crystal.
Good luck. I fucking like, obviously there's a lot of interesting stuff with the system, like you said, because the system's like, oh, good luck. You're gonna tell me the system's not sentient when it's like, good luck? Like, come on. There's
Yeah, but
obviously something going
how
on here.
much of how much of the system is kind of a pre-program? How much is sentience? How much is
Is it like some god or something that
or is it
just is
pulling from
having the
some known?
appearance?
Is it pulling from? Is it limited to some previous entered database or something?
Yeah, like there's a lot of questions around it that are quite. I don't know if we're going to have answers for, especially since I think the next episode is the last episode. I think so. I don't
Probably.
know. I don't think in this season we're going to get any of these any answers to those questions. But it's still interesting though, right? I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how it's been overhyped, I guess, and I could kind of see that because I do remember when it was first, coming out in the manga and the manga form, right? It was gassed up quite a lot, right?
Yeah,
And I
I know.
didn't jump on
I've
it at the
also
time.
heard the hype, like a
And
half
now
year
and now
before,
people are watching the anime and they're like, this is just like normal kind of shonen action type
with
shit.
kind of a little bit more boring talk, boring boardroom talk
It's
in
but
between.
but Ellie, it's a native isekai.
How dare you? Can I kick you from the call?
Oh no, 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 no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, yeah, yeah. People have been kind of having the sentiment that it's overhyped and it's just it's bad, right? Because it's not meeting the expectations
All right, so now to a
of
quick
people's big
overhype.
hype.
Quick
Yeah.
overhype segment. I would agree in the sense it's overhyped, as in it was presented more exciting than I thought than I
Mm,
felt myself.
mm.
But let's segue into the fight with the red guy. That fight was very cool.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty. There was some interesting animation stuff going on. It was pretty. There was some good back and forth, right? Like he was on the
Some
he was.
quick first person perspectives, and then back into jumping
Mm,
and switching, and then
and
perspective from the
I
red guy
think
self.
it also did a good job of. I mean, obviously he's going to win, right? Because he has to win, right? In a sense, right?
Yeah,
But
I never pay.
however, the thing is I feel like it did a good job at still having that suspense, right? Because it wasn't just a one-sided. Oh, he holds off for long enough until he could figure out how to fucking kill him, right? There was a lot of, okay, he's actually on the fence right now, right? He's actually getting his ass handed to him, and then of course he has his rage moment, right, where he
Yeah.
kind of goes into overdrive and manages to actually overcome it, right? So I feel like it did a good job in that regard of suspense, where yes, he's gonna win, but you can still kind of be like, oh shit, is he gonna win? You know what I mean? Yeah.
On a different note, I rarely, consciously think in a fight with our main characters. He's not going to lose. I rarely think
Mm, mm,
consciously like that. So,
mm. Well, yeah, and obviously I'm not either, but I do like think that you kind of on some level kind of go, yeah. Well, I mean, if he dies now, it's kind of end credits,
I
right?
don't know.
he
Maybe
dies.
I've
He
blocked
dies
that.
now. End credit.
I've blocked that
You
thought process
you you,
because that will make
you,
every
you
story
suppress it.
boring.
It does, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm only bringing it up because obviously that's something that I think that could be one of the reasons why people are kind of like, oh, it's overhyped. There's no, it's just normal shot. Yeah. But no, I'm still interested in solo leveling. Again, just like Rogue, we'll see what the last episode has in store.
Yeah, I do think
and
that there
I
are.
reckon chances of season 2 are very high. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we keep saying that, but Freerun doesn't have an official season 2 announcement. But my show, It's Time for Torture, does.
Well, but again, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
Also, I
see
just
what
wanted to
happens.
mention that I kind of want, from solo leveling, I kind of want more progress on the boardroom meetings. They're kind of dragging on a little bit, right?
Yeah, the whole subplot with the guilds is kind of boring in a sense.
It's a lot of setup.
It's a lot of setup, but the issue is we've got one episode left, so it's kind of like, what are you setting up for, right? Like, what's gonna happen here?
There is some
Is
progress with our buddy guild.
Yeah, buddy.
Then, but then
we got to see family drama. Yeah,
and then there's the big S rank brother who got killed. For the brother.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared, didn't he?
Well, I do think he's going to show up next episode because
maybe
last episode there was mentioned, he might come for your family and we can't stop it, or the police can't stop him.
Yeah.
And this episode there was this brief scene of her alone, not doing anything. And that felt kind of a foreshadowing that she's home alone right now. So that's my future sight prediction. Next episode.
Yeah, future sight. Yeah.
Red Glasses guy is going to the island and set up something. He's going to finish this quest thing, and when he comes home, sister is kidnapped. And then it's either he's going to rescue her right away with his fancy new job change powers, or it's a next season thing.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Now, shall we talk about absolute cinema?
Go ahead.
It's time to talk about absolute cinema. I didn't think we were going to end here, actually. I didn't think we were going to make it this far, but I thought we were going to end on the Lord stuff, but we ended at exactly the best point to end the season. Fucking absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. You take the floor, Ali, because you're the secretary, you're the anime only watcher. What did you think?
I appreciate Kiwi's and what's her name again? Sulfur's fighting. The more they fight, the more I like it.
Yeah,
it's just more funny every single time.
They complete one another.
Yeah. The absolute disdain that they have for each other, kinda. And then when the fighting dies down, hey bitch, come on! I'll give you this if you stop being such a pissy ass. It's a lot of fun to see them fight. Oh yeah, but the rest, Utena being a total fangirl for the person right in front of her, always a good trope to have with secret identity heroes. And also, Azuri's new form, very nice, very good. I liked it.
So I think that because I mean we mentioned way back, right? You were disappointed that you didn't get the conclusion to your character arc.
A little bit of resolution, or at least progress.
You got your resolution this episode. This is your. We've come full circle. There's a lot of stuff that I found really because I remember reading this at the time, right? But I'll talk about it kind of as if it's anime only in a sense, right? One of the little details is obviously her transformation sequence. She gets fucking bound up in the transformation sequence because she gets wrapped up in the bandages, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layers going on to the kind of way that she's solved the problem, right? Because now she's found a way to continue to be strong and to fight while still being horny as fuck.
Hey, Misters, Misters, I'm fighting so hard, so you have to fight me harder and punish me harder afterwards.
Exactly. And of course, that's what Utena wants. Buster,
Anyway.
that's what she wants. That's what she wants. It's what she wanted from the start. So it really has come around full circle, and you get to see this entire little character arc happen. And they play into each other. And it's really good, and there's a lot of really interesting other details that come along with it too. Like there was the mentioning of, oh, she doesn't have a weapon, right? Like the other two do. Well, she does have a weapon now, but the weapon is unconventional in the sense that it's obviously the bandage / outfit, Shrine Maiden stuff.
Yeah,
right?
that cloth has a word, but I don't know. The divine cloth thing.
A term for it, divine, yeah. So it's very interesting how how there's this idea of it reflecting kind of the personality in a sense. From the transformation sequence to, I mean, she's presented as a shrine maiden at the very beginning of the series, right?
Yeah,
that's
so
her
it fits.
so it's her job / what she maybe her family owns the shrine or whatever. So there's kind of this it comes full circle. It loops back around, and now we've had kind of the conclusion to it. So that's why I'm so happy we ended on this episode, because it's a good beach episode. Obviously, you get all the beach fan service, but we also get that conclusion to the Azura Utena kind of like relationship arc, because now essentially, right, we now have an established relationship dynamic completely now, right? And
for everybody, kind of.
And then as the series goes on, we might see some more fights between the two, and we'll see how it plays out.
I do want to see that love hotel.
Yeah. Hopefully that. I mean, no second season confirmed yet, but come on. We praying, boys. I would be really shocked if they didn't, because Katakawa has been really. I don't know if I posted it in the chat on the Discord server, but they were like buying screen billboard advertisements. So like they've been pushing the advertising for this really hard. There's been a lot of advertising for it, so
maybe they'll wait for the figurine sales, because those bring the big merchandise is the big money.
We'll see, but there's definitely I'd say there's enough material for another season, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, and of course there was, I think, one of my favorite moments. I'm surprised you haven't brought it up yet. Was when they're about to do the big fight, right?
Yeah.
The opening kicks in, right? The opening song kicks in, and then you have fucking what's the two other characters, the singer and the shadow girl.
Yeah.
They're just kind of knocked out, and Alice's puppet just is like the music cuts. Walks in, picks them up, walks out, music starts again.
Continues even. Just
continues,
pause and play.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. I actually cracked up laughing when that happened. I thought that was great.
Oh yeah, I skipped, I pressed back on that scene because it's a very good
it was
scene.
Great. It was so good. But and I think that really encapsulates the tone, right? And the feel of the series, in a sense, right? Where it's this kind of, it's a little bit serious, but it's mostly good fun, right? It's mostly fun times. So let's the whole season, right? Absolute cinema, in my opinion. Absolute cinema. Probably the best show I've watched this season, quite frankly. Just not just because obviously I'm a fan of the source material, but even with that, as an anime, as a standalone and production, they did such a good job on this, and I am so fucking happy. I am so fucking happy because I was so worried. You remember, I was so worried.
Yeah,
oh no, it's gonna be.
It's
being done by that one studio. Oh, I mean, the director's good, but we don't. Oh, it's going to be censored to fuck. How could they possibly air this?
It's going to be, 5 frames per second, low budget animation.
And I mean, there's some of that, right? Like, obviously, a lot of the fights are not, quite hyper. Like, it's not like there's a lot of Sakuga going on, right? But the thing is that's, fine, right? Because they put that budget where it counted, right? Because you did get some really good, fan service scenes. They got really daring with a lot of the fan service, actually, to even for an ATX uncensored version, right? Like, you got like full nudity in some, obviously without detail, right? But practically full nudity in a lot of
Well, they these
cases.
days they do nipples very well.
Oh yeah, the breast animation on this was really good. Like, I mean, hell, even in this episode when the girls are in the changing room, right? Like, the
Mhm.
fucking the bounce going on there was really well done. So they put. I think they put the resources that they got to good use, right? I think that they did a good job at allocating things properly. I think that overall the adaptation is, as I've mentioned multiple times while talking about it, it's they changed things around, they made the flow a lot better, they added some anime original content to kind of stitch some of the parts together, right? Because in the manga, it's, because it's a manga, you can have like things cut, really harshly because it's a manga and you're reading through it, and you can have stuff between chapters and volumes and stuff, right? And there's always that, you know, assumption of elapsed time and whatnot going on. But with the anime, they, made it, they only have the set runtime. They have to fill in those gaps with stuff sometimes, which is where you got like the whole, magical girl convention, and, Azura and Uzna going to the magical girl thing.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of interesting stuff like that, and moving things around. So, having all the Alice stuff happen before establishing the Azura Utena proper relationship. Key. It's what do the kids say these days? Canon event or whatever the meme is.
Oh yeah, that's a Marvel thing. Don't worry.
The Marvel thing or whatever. So they, in doing that, right, it differentiates it from the source material, but not in a detrimental way, right? It makes it its own kind of production that can stand alone without you needing to and even like with where it ended, right? You could watch this and not continue on reading the manga, and you'd probably be perfectly fine with that. Like,
Yeah,
there's
because
no.
there's a understanding that they are going to continue their silly fights, their silly meaningless hero and villain
I mean,
fights.
as you have in the picture, our little mascot friend is obviously like, haha,
Hey,
I'm excited to see what comes next too, haha.
Ha ha ha
But
ha.
besides that, it's like you said, right? It ends on a good point of things are going to continue. Status quo has been established. If you didn't want to go and read the source material, which, I mean, you should, because it's really good, right? You should as well. You can have a good time. You pretty much have a complete package, right, in the show. The show is a complete standalone package. Praying for season 2, but even if we don't get a season 2, it's still a complete package, right? There's no, it's not a go read the manga ending or a season 2 never ending. It's a very complete, experience. And I think overall they've definitely done a fantastic job at it, and it's made me a very happy Kiwi. I am extremely happy with it. Best anime of the season. And now I've ranted long enough. You need to rant. You
Yeah,
need to
but
stop me, Ellie. I'm going too long. You need to stop me.
I know. I felt like I talked about my "It's time for torture,"
Yeah,
so you can have
yeah.
your moment.
All right. Now you get to complete. You're wrong. It was horrible, Doritz. All right, I'll let you go.
Good show. Good to see some explicit sexual content every now and again, packaged in some good, wholesome character development. I kind of like how they handle Alice in most of the time. She's because I feel like big culture talk, big political time maybe. Any American show approaching this subject in the most most casual sense wouldn't have Alice there at all. Anything sexual, any nudity at all would be immediately no. Alice can't exist near it. and therefore I think it's also.
And they do have some fun with that sometimes with Kiwi trying to like protect the child's eyes.
Yeah. Although
so they do.
it wasn't Kiwi this time. It was either local or
One of the
leader.
others, yeah.
Yeah.
So they do have play around with that. But anyway, I'll let you go. I'll let you continue.
Yeah. This may be my European gripe against American Puritanism, but just nudity isn't sex. So if Alice is watching a girl's naked breasts, that isn't inherently sexual, even if the older characters themselves think it is or approach it that way. For Alice, it's not. I appreciate, therefore, that Alice is still included in most scenarios in a sense that she's present. She's not quickly hidden away or something. But that's my my European anti-American Puritanism bit over. Or maybe it continues. That Utena is maybe a little bit underage, but she still has a sex drive, so therefore don't deny that, people.
I don't recall. I don't like. It's not like the ages matter, right?
Yeah.
But,
anyway,
I don't. It's set in like early high school, right? Like it is around the right time, right? For those
for them to have the sexual interests, and I think it's healthy in a sense to have these characters have sexual interests rather than to maybe
and discovering their sexual interests,
discovering sexual interests. And I think it's a little bit more of a realistic thing to have over the slice of life cute girls doing cute things where romance is only ever hinted at. But here it's kind of more serious, right? There is actual lust,
and it seems to be an integral part of the message, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we talked. I know I'm like Kanye West. I'm taking your microphone. I'll let you finish. but it's because I have so much to talk about, right? Like, there's so much you could talk about with this series, right? Because one of the cool things that we've talked about over the course of the previous episodes is this idea of the more true to yourself you are, the more powerful you are, right? When Utena is going into her full sadistic, oh, this is so fun. Oh, I'm, this is great. I'm feeling good. This is she gets more stars. She's got a new form change now, just like Azura has a new form change, right? And these, power-ups that these characters have or showcase within the series that, as we've seen it, seem to be somewhat correlated to how true to their desires they are, right? How much they accept, rather than being embarrassed by them or shamed by them or wanting to hide them away. The more open and accepted they are of their own desires, it's like a source of power in a sense. Even though that's probably me reading a bit too much into the text. I don't think it's that it's explicitly kind of stated. That's just the kind of like thing I'm picking up on, right? Based on how it's presented. Like even with Kiwi, right? When Kiwi, strips off and becomes the cat, right?
The leopard.
She's becoming true to herself in a sense, right? She's stripping off the confines of her clothes and becoming the animal that she, because she's always been the hot-headed, wants to fight, right, type character. So it's very, there's that very interesting element to it. But anyway,
I don't know really, because the one moment where Kiwi does reveal her stars, or maybe even that's the moment that they present themselves. Maybe it's not. Maybe she doesn't have stars normally, but this is the moment when she unleashes.
Show up. Yeah,
that's the moment they grow and show up. That is the moment where she doesn't fight to fight. That's the moment where she does something clever and doesn't go full on destroy.
So there's probably more to it. Like I said, I'm probably reading too much into it and probably coming up with my wild interpretations. But I do think there is some element of that, though. Even if it's not direct and explicit, I do think there is some level of some underlying message of it's okay to be yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to be into the things that you're into. It's okay to, experiment. It's okay, and I think that's a really, really, as you were mentioning with the whole, anti-Puritanism cultural stuff, right? I think that is an important message to give to people, right? Like it is okay. Now, the flip side of that, which hopefully if we get into season 2, I'm not going to spoil anything, but what happens when things go too far?
I'm lacking context to properly answer that question
and
in the
yes,
context of
yes,
the
you are.
show.
Yes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll let you finish up.
Yeah, I get my mic back.
Mm.
But yeah, I was kind of finished actually.
God, yeah. So definitely. It's okay to be a horse. Utina said to Vash. Oh God. But yeah, no, yeah, definitely a good. I mean, you'd agree. Definitely a good
Yeah,
show.
good show.
Definitely one of the.
I might put Free Run over this though, or even maybe the
Well,
Diaries. But
see, the way I see it, right, is I remember way back in the day, right, back in the good old days when I was a wee lad, a wee teenage lad, right. I used to get into arguments with people about like the validity of ecchi, right, and the validity of these kinds of shows, and whether or not they're how you quantify the equality and whatnot. Because back in the day, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, DxD is horrible," or "High School of the Dead is horrible," or whatever, and they're comparing it to something like Cowboy Bebop, right? And it's like, yeah, of course. Like, if you compared Gushing Over Magical Girls to something like Cowboy Bebop or Full Metal Alchemist or whatever, yeah, of course those are going to be better, right? You know what I mean? Like, of course, right? Like, to use the modern example you just brought up, right? Like, Frieren, right? Like, yeah, of course, Frieren is a better production. It's a better, grandier
now
story.
I think you're putting down Gushing a little bit because I watched The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. I think Gushing is better than that show. I think
It's not about putting it. It's not about putting it down. It's about
I think it's better than solo leveling at this point. So.
Yeah, maybe I do have the wrong idea, but I'm just remembering like those kinds of arguments, right? Back in the day, where it's like, I feel like people kind of have either too higher expectations or too low of expectations. Maybe that's the problem. But anyhow, yeah.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, good show. We all will clap hands together and pray. We'll all, and in case we don't get season 2, go read the manga. It's good.
Well, let's wait
go.
like 2 months for a season, and then maybe they announce it for like next year or something.
Maybe, yeah. So anyhow, I guess we can get into the main event of the stream, I guess, because I don't think we have anything else to talk about. We're gonna do our seasonal review, and we've got some new tech, I believe, for today's.
We got our
isekai
review. Tech.
We got isekai tech, and we've got we've got your window browser window open, so we can see all of your EX hentai tabs.
Yeah, I mean, you wanted to have this on the show.
You
screen.
could. Oh yeah, big yeah. We got big Utana, big Utana faces. Very good faces this episode. Yes. So we're just gonna go through. We've sorted it by popularity. We're gonna go through each show, talk about it maybe, and decide, are we going to watch it? Are we going to skip it? Are we going to, maybe consider it? Maybe it might be something we'll watch.
And spoilers beware, because we are small enough to not care about spoilers. Maybe
we're just gonna talk about whatever. Yeah. So, first show on the block, your favorite show. The your favorite anime of all time. 3rd season, Ali. 3rd season of your favorite show. I still have to catch up on Slime, so I'm not watching it.
I've been caught up, and
you have been caught up. Yes, you have caught yourself up on your favorite show. Yes,
and there's a big twist at the end of season
Oh.
2. Or there's kind of a establishment of a new status quo, big bad defeated and whatnot, and then there's a twist.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
I thought the twist was kind of bad.
So I take it maybe a skip. Maybe a skip.
Maybe I'll just watch it's speed watch it, right?
Speed watch it. Well, you could set it as considering. We could put it on considering.
Yeah, I mean, maybe later or something,
Yeah,
But yeah, I think I'll watch it because I'm caught up anyway.
You're suffering from the same sunk cost fallacy that we were talking about before. You've watched so much of it, you have to keep watching.
I
now should we count season 2s on the isekai counter? We probably shouldn't we?
Yeah, for purposes of this stream, we do.
We might as well. So we'll count. So we got one, right? And then we got So one isekai. We're off to a good start.
So I just want to mention quickly. I mentioned the script I was writing, and it involved slime, but I lost that setup script. So maybe with watching the first season, maybe I should make that video as get on the hype train of watching.
Get on the hype.
I have 7 days,
right?
14 hours, so.
Right. Next isekai on the list.
I'm not going to watch. Oh, that's a little bit dark. Never mind.
Oh yeah, it darkens it out when you see it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch it either. I haven't been watching it. So
I have watched like the first 3 episodes of the first season. Just to know what kind of isekai it is. I didn't find it very interesting, so I didn't watch it. So skipping it is.
Yeah, I was. Skipping it is. It gets blacked out. Oh no. But now for something we can actually talk about.
We should say there's no synopsis, so we don't know what's going on.
We can't talk about the synopsis, but we can at least say that yes, we will be watching. We will 100% be watching the Mushoku Tensei. I'm very interested to see Rudius's happy family lifetime.
Yeah, because his sisters are now here, so that's interesting because they aren't there in at the end of the first season. So
Paul is like, yo, I need you to babysit.
Oh no, the season 2 part 1. That's at the end of season 2 part 1. They aren't there, so I wonder how that's going.
I'm pretty sure they because he leaves them with Paul, doesn't he, when he goes to?
Yeah, because Paul has been taking care of them anyway.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see where it goes. I've got vague ideas of what happens in Mushoku Tensei after, because it's hard not to get spoiled on something. So I've seen some hints and some things here and there about some stuff, right? So I have a vague idea of what's coming, but I am interested to kind of see where we're gonna go with
because
happy
right
family
now,
time. Where's the conflict gonna come in? What's Rudy gonna have to do?
Because in this image, right, they're having a household. Why would Rudy go out adventuring to the other side of the world again, to the demon continent or something?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Mushoku. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we've also still got the stuff with the other isekai chick, right? The other chick, right? So there are some plot lines that are still in the air, right? There's still some stuff going on. So yes, we will be watching Mushoku Tensei. We'll be talking about it on the stream. We'll see how it goes. Right, next up we got the demon, the slaying of the demons. We
are not going to watch it because I have not been watching it at all.
I watched the first season. I haven't watched Megan Train or whatever, and I haven't continued it. So if I haven't continued it, I'm probably not going to watch whatever the new one. But I mean, look, maybe I'll catch up one day. Who knows? We'll see what happens. One Piece, don't think either of us.
No, but I am kind of all those Netflix things really kind of made it more popular. At least I've seen it mentioned more often. But yeah, I haven't started it. I haven't considering it. I'm not considering it. I'm not watching it.
Next up, isekai counter +1. We have the Konosubas, the only acceptable isekai, the
The
only one you're allowed
parody,
to watch,
the
the only one,
deconstruction.
yeah, the only one you're allowed to actually like, right? Is getting its next season. I haven't watched the Konosubas because I'm me, right? So I have not. I'm not going to be watching the new season because obviously I haven't watched the previous stuff. So but I'm glad to see it continuing. I hear it. I know it's good.
Good
It's not.
stuff. Movie is
Yeah.
also very fun.
Yeah. I've heard the movie's pretty good. So it's kind of like I'm glad it exists, right? It's,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. As
Alright.
dismissive as that sounds, I don't mean it to be dismissive. I'm glad it exists, right?
Time for your brain rot, Naretsu.
Yeah, my sunk cost fallacy. Yes, I will be watching the Hero Arcas. I don't know if I will be talking about it on the show. I might talk about it on the show. I'm pretty sure we're getting close because I think I've heard that like the anime is getting close to where them because the manga's ended. I think right, so I think we're
Is
getting
it
close to
alright? I
the
haven't
end.
heard that it
I
was ending.
I think don't quote me on that, but I feel like I've heard some shit. Basically, there's big war, big villains versus heroes, big war, big thing, big stuff, big fights, big. Oh yeah. Um, maybe when it starts up and I might bring it up on the show and I can kind of talk about it a bit more in the general sense because it's not like I don't like it. I think it's good. It's a typical shonen, right?
Hmm.
It's very very typical in its structure, very typical in how it executes its arcs, right? But that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I do
So
feel a little bit of a war-torn, solemn,
yeah,
mood from the image.
the last season kind of set this up, right? Or like the second half of the last season, there was the big fight, and then the big fight, people had big losses, big things happen. I will say one of the things about Hiroaka that I do appreciate is it has had a very dark tone shift over its run, and I actually kind of like that because like we've had characters lose their legs and shit, right?
Hmm.
Characters actually get fucked up, like really fucked up in the last season and probably in this one too. So I think that and I kind of like that because I, I don't like it when a show kind of plays it safe, right? Where it's like, oh, it's just it's happy go lucky, fun kitty times, right? No, I like it when there's a little bit of like it may not edgy, right, but a dark sort of tinge to it, where it's like, no, there
A
is risk
grim,
involved.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe grim. Yeah, there is risk involved. People are actually getting hurt, right? There is consequences to losing, right?
Nah,
And
Naretsu. It's time for torture.
nah,
Does it better? Just
no,
put
it doesn't
that.
matter. Yeah, but like I said, there is some of that in My Hero Academia that I do kind of like, right? And even though there are other complaints about it that I could have, like Deku being kind of overpowered, there's kind of a big power spike in the last few seasons that happened, right? Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. One character, so probably one character. But anyhow, um, next up on the list, a part two of something I haven't
I
watched.
have
So
watched most of the first season of this, or the first
mm,
season in its entirety. Uh, it's not an isekai, so
it's a reincarnation
it's a
or
reincarnation. You're correct. But
so no isekai counter.
I was kind of happy. Maybe I don't remember the show that much anymore. It was fun what I watched, but not enough to keep up.
All right. Next on the list, one that everyone talks about, but I haven't watched.
I haven't
The
watched
Dungeon
either.
Meshi.
I keep saying the manga is the same, so if you read the manga, there's nothing to be added anyway. Although like I said last week, I did see some animation clips going on,
Yeah.
Sakuga going on. So
The
maybe
the
right.
only real yeah the only real thing about Dungeon Meshi that I know a whole lot about is the fact that it's grown a very obnoxious fan base. It's grown a very obnoxious fan base, and I know Twitter is not real, Ellie, but people are very annoying about Dungeon Meshi. Particularly because they're going, oh, it's so great because there's no fan service and the female characters are treated with respect. Despite the fact one of the last episodes there was a literal fucking bathing scene sequence with the fucking female characters completely naked. Oh, but it's different though because it was written by a woman and the woman doesn't do the male gaze stuff or what some fucking nonsense, right?
What I only see right is there's a big, from what I see at least, there's a big crowd that goes, "Oh, they're being so lesbian right now." So there's
Yeah,
a big,
yeah. The Yuri
the
fans.
Yuris
Yeah.
are going crazy. So and I
Oh,
appreciate Yuri fans going crazy, so I don't mind.
I'm okay with it. It's just when they start going off about how oh no fan service so bad,
Yeah, but
disgusting,
Naretsu,
degenerate,
I'm
and
playing
then it's like
Helldive.
no
Naretsu,
your fan service.
I'm playing Helldivers, and I keep seeing comments on Twitter that says, "Oh, it's so great to play Helldivers. Finally, no politics in gaming."
Well,
And
then you know what I'm talking about, then, don't you? Well,
I
then you know
know,
exactly what I mean.
but don't let them
You
get to
feel
you.
my pain. You feel my pain, right? So it's like I don't have anything against the show in particular. I'm just not super
Yeah, so we're
interested in
going
it,
to
really.
skip it right hard.
Yeah, fuck that show. Fuck it. It gets skipped. Ooh, no. I might pick it up at some point. I have it on considering on my chart. Just
Hmm.
but I'm not. But we can put it as skipping because this chart is for both of us. It's not for
You
the
know,
single.
in that sense, right? I might watch individual episodes that I know are cool in the manga and watch it in the anime.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that kind of deal. But I'm
But
kind of
it's not going to be.
surprised that
But it's not going to be something that we're going to catch up on and cover on the show.
no,
Is more
I don't. I
more what I'm
am
saying.
surprised it got 24 episodes. So that's
Hmm.
more.
Hmm.
I will. If there's one thing I want to watch from the anime of Dungeon Match here, is that I want to see the elves.
Hmm. Hmm.
Have you read the manga?
No, I have not.
All right, there are elves coming later. They're in the OP of this anime, so it's not really a spoiler.
Hmm.
A group
Hmm.
of elves come in, and I kind of want them to see them move around and animate. So
Right. So moving on to another show that I've seen hyped a little bit.
yeah, me
We've
too.
got we've got
I am
Kaiju 8.
I'm putting what on planning at least for me. Are you
Yeah,
planning?
yeah. Well, yeah. I've got it as watching on my one. Because I'm probably going to look into it. Um, it does seem very interesting. Because from what I understand of the general plot, it's basically, oh, guy wants to be a big kaiju hunter man, but then it turns out
But
he's actually a kaiju, or he becomes a kaiju instead. But then he still joins the anti
anti
kaiju as a
kaiju, yeah.
kaiju fighting kaiju, right? So I think it's an interesting premise. I have heard that there's been some complaints about how people get suckered in by the premise and then they find out, oh, it's just a normal shonen. And I'm like, all right,
Oh,
I
it's
don't
from a
mind if it's
manga.
a
All right.
yeah, it's from a manga, yeah. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm not as hype as a lot of other people have been hype about it, but it does seem kind of cool, right? It does
Yeah.
seem like it'll be a fun time.
Side note: I've been getting trailers for anime more
Mm,
often in the past year, and I'm kind of surprised that those most trailers for new anime are like a half a year at minimum in advance.
yeah, yeah.
So there's this one anime, Dan Da Dan Dan or something.
mm,
You know the
mm.
UFO and ghosts anime?
Yes, I actually did. I think someone in the chat brought that up, and I didn't know what it was. But then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what that is,"
Yeah.
because I saw the trailer reposted on Twitter again. So I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
that."
trailer is very good with a very good animation and all that stuff. But the anime is like in the fall.
Yeah, it's a while away.
So it's
take
like
us a minute.
3/4 of a year in advance those trailers come out.
Mm, mm.
But
So
anyway,
yeah,
that's a complaint that I'm getting
moving
hyped for
along,
stuff that's way
getting
too
hyped for
early.
stuff that's not out yet. Moving on, we've got a regular Magical High School.
I've watched
Not
the
been
first
watching it.
season years ago a bit, but nah.
Yeah, not watching it. Same with Data Live.
Data Live, long running
Not watching
series
it.
that I haven't started or keeping up.
Can't really talk
Well, is
about it.
this an
Come.
isekai Naretsu?
Oh, is it? It doesn't have isekai as a tag. Oh wait, no, it does. Oh, this one does. Yeah, sorry, we jump. Man, we're going too fast. We're going too fast. I'm like shit. Okay, yeah, we can add the isekai counter. So we've got
Okay.
level 2 cheat something something. Never heard of it. No idea. Is it good?
Me
Don't
neither.
know.
JC
It's
staff.
JC staff. Magical Kingdom summons. Oh, so it summons hundreds of heroes from another world each year to fight a war against the Dark One. His powerful army of demons. So he's a hero that's been summoned, but something's not right. He's only a magic. He has no magic. Okay, so it sounds very typical
Mhm.
of your isekai stuff. Oh, he's probably got some cheat powers.
Yeah,
Um,
he has super cheat powers.
yeah, doesn't sound interesting to me. I'm probably not gonna watch.
I am, not outright. I'll put it on considering because I like
Yeah.
to watch at least one episode of the isekais to know what it is about.
Well, then you'll probably talk about it when it comes around then.
Hey, magician likes it, so
Yeah, magician likes it, so it's probably all right. All right. Next, we've got what looks like a big. Is that a Shota I see there? It looks like Big Shota.
it's a
Big.
seventh prince. It's almost like the eighth
I
son.
have heard some people talking about this. I've actually heard people like whispers about this, but I haven't looked into it too deeply. Apparently, there's a
It's
little
not
bit of
even an
hype behind
isekai.
it.
I
No,
noted it as an
it's not.
isekai.
The qualities valued most in the study of magic are bloodline, aptitude, and effort. There was one sorcerer who, despite his deep love of magic, was born a commoner and thus lacked the bloodline and aptitude for it. As he died an unnatural death, he wished he had studied magic more while he had the chance. Then he is reincarnated as the seventh prince of the kingdom of Solomon, or whatever. Kingdom of whatever. Blessed with strong magical bloodline, reborn with all his memories intact, along with the perfect bloodline to immerse his talent. He is determined to enjoy his new life, using his extraordinary magic abilities to master the study of magic that is
So
far
a
behind the
lot
reach.
of magic in this show.
Big magic man, big magic Shota. He's a Shota man, Shota magic. Big.
I'm going to be harsh because I am considering it.
I'll put it under considering too, just because I have heard people whisper about it, and
It's in
usually when I hear
3 days.
people usually when I hear people whispering about it, I'm kind of like, might be right. And it's got, I mean, I've got the image up a little bit bigger, and I'm having a look at it, and the style looks kind of interesting. Like, I mean, you've obviously got. It looks like Shota man. It looks like he's got that Shota energy, unless it's a lolly, but it looks like a Shota. Yeah, you go visuals, and then you can bring up the big,
Oh,
yeah,
there's some actual
big.
DNA molecule stuff going on.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on. You've got big titty mage, you've got small titty fighter, you've got medium titty fighter, medium titty martial artist. So who knows? Maybe
Mascot character.
there'll be little mascot character, little goat man, right? So who knows? Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe there'll be some stuff to it. So I'll put it on considering. We'll keep an eye on it.
Just like Naretsu had to hype gushing before I started watching it. If I see stuff. I'm going to be watching Spice and Wolf just because I have nostalgia for the old series.
Yeah. Oh, Shota Isekai looks cool, but I remain skeptical on the
It's
anime.
not an isekai.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not an isekai. Yeah, it actually isn't an isekai. It's technically reincarnation based on the description. So,
Yeah, in the
um,
same world even, so it's just
mm.
reincarnation in
So
the
Spice
same.
and Wolf. Now, I am one of those few people that had never really caught on to the Spice and Wolves.
Ooh.
I never got into the Spice and Wolves, so I'm not as hype about. Look, again, it's one of those things like Konosuba, right? It's like I'm glad it exists. I'm glad
Mm.
people are happy. Okay, I am happy for other people that are happy, right? Um, but I can understand the nostalgia. I have seen some people complaining about it though, mostly just because of the stylistic choice, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
but
different.
I'm not going to
But that's
be
gonna happen,
harsh.
right? Because it's just like High School DxD or whatever, where it's like, oh, it's the style change, right? It's going to change with modern sensibilities on style and animation
Yeah,
and
look,
whatnot.
there's
It's
more
not.
shading in the air, more highlights of moonlight in this one.
It's got that. It's got more. It's got that softer anime look, right? You know. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not. I'm probably not going to watch it, but obviously you're going to watch it. So you know, you can talk to us about it when it is. You can
Yeah.
tell us how it holds up, right? You can tell us if it's going to be good or
If
not.
they have to have a good OP though, because
Yeah.
the OP, have you heard the OP of Spice and Wolf?
I oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's a very good one.
It's very good. One of the OPs of all time.
How
So next up
old?
on the
Don't ask.
list. Yeah. So what do we got next? Something
How
something
to Love Your
elf.
Elf Bride, which would be elves are really making a comeback.
Yeah. This is the year of the elf. We've got a lot of elves showing up. The coming seasons definitely.
Uh,
Lots.
you know, I may be considering it for me right now. If I hear it's good, I might be watching it, but it's
Mm,
not
mm.
certain by any means.
Yeah. I'm having a little look at the visuals. Yeah, I mean, it could be funny, it could be all right, but I'm not. Yeah,
Oh,
I'd have to. Yeah, it's
the second image looks cute.
yeah. I would. Yeah, I'd put it in that category of, hey, maybe good, maybe not. Let's see what the consensus is once it comes out. So, oh look, an isekai. We
An
can we can
isekai
yeah,
6.
add it to the counter. There we go. We got another one. So this one seems like I was reincarnated as an aristocrat. I'll use my appraisal skill to raise the world. Um, interesting idea. Again, we got some big elves and Shotacons this season. We got big elf, big Shota happening this season.
Yeah, I'm
Although
going
I
to
will
put
say
it
we've got
my considering to watch at least the first
yeah,
episode.
well, yeah, because it's isekai, right? So of
Yeah.
course you're gonna watch it. But I mean the wizard chick, not an elf because she doesn't have elf ears, but wizard chick looks kind of cool. So maybe I don't know. I'm not super interested otherwise, so I'll probably skip on that. Next up, we got a fantasy one. We've got banished former hero lives as he pleases. You can go live his
Failure because
peaceful
he has no
life.
gift,
Yeah,
memories of a past life. Then he got himself banished because he doesn't want to do anything, and now he's
something.
just does nothing.
Mm. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. Doesn't
It looks
seem
like a little bit too much
to.
of a just like Hokkaido Girls I dropped because it was a little bit too much of a
Mm,
fantasy. This sword
he's got
guy
he's got
got,
his he's got his harem. He's got his
yeah, a
big
little bit
harem.
too much, too easy. I'm going to put it on skip.
Yeah, right. So next up we've got. I see that itchy tag. We were gonna have maybe an itchy counter too, but we didn't get around to doing that one. So
No, I
maybe
mean,
next time.
it was
Maybe
very easy to do make, but I didn't.
do that one. So the ultimate brain game, the game of the gods, was created by supreme gods. So blah blah blah. Blah. Too much time on their hands. So it seems like it's going to be an itchy kind of fun. Games happening, fun times. Maybe we'll get some
I
panty
remember
shots. We'll see
this.
what
Is it
happens.
from a manga or a light novel? Vaguely remember
Uh,
something. They Manga. So that was different.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see why. Yeah, I mean, it's got the itchy tag, so I'll put it on considering for me because I like to keep an eye on what's
Therefore,
going
I
on.
also have to put it on considering. This is the
Yeah.
shared list.
Well, yeah. I'd put it on considering. So next up we got what's this one? This one's an action comedy romance by Silverlink.
Oh,
Mission something
childhood
family.
friends, but my childhood friend is actually a family of spies.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm not. You can tell I'm not particularly interested. I don't think that
Mm,
one's gonna take
it
my
could be
fancy too
funny,
much.
but
Could be funny,
I'm
but
not going to watch it on my own. So I'll maybe
no.
the lower end. I have to be convinced. Uh,
Next up, we've got
this looks cute, but I wonder how it's
cute.
going to play out.
Yeah, there's no synopsis, and
Uh, too
it
old.
seems like you're yeah, it seems like you're very typical kind of hey, it's a cute couple, and they do the cute couple things, and they the cute
They are
cute
super duper old, but now they can be acting old while they are younger than.
yeah, something. Yeah, not
Uh,
not 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 particularly interested in that one. Can't say.
I'm going to put it on
Uh
skip because it's on the lower. I
yeah,
need more convincing than just it's good.
yeah.
New
Next we've got
Gate.
the new
It's
gate.
I've heard of this one before. It's just considering. Well, it's in the
Hmm.
synopsis, but first it's a death game in a VR
Right.
MMO kind of deal, and then it becomes an isekai. So
Okay.
it's going for a full. It's it runs through Sword Art Online and then becomes Overlord, kinda.
Right. Okay. Well, sounds like it might be interesting. So considering might be good.
Because I've heard of it years ago, I am going to
And it's an isekai, so it gets added to the counter as
yeah.
well. So
Anyway,
yeah.
they are in fact the cutest couple, Magician D. Magician D. If we heard, it's actually very good. We be watching
Yeah.
it.
This isn't like set in stone kind of thing, right? Like if we hear good things, or if you guys want us to talk about it, you hear good things, right? We can be
And
convinced,
suggest it
right? We can be
on our
convinced to
Patreon
pick the things up.
tier.
So
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
I do
good.
have to
So
put
coming
it
up,
on
we've
the
got
isekai
unnamed memory.
counter.
Oh, you're getting a bit
Unnamed
robot on
memory.
me there. Oh no, oh no, we're
I'm
losing
here
him.
though.
He's getting assassinated.
No, I'm here.
Uh oh,
Oh, you don't hear me.
where's the Discord? Oh,
Noretsu, I am not dropping any frames. It's just you.
hang on, I have to.
Chat. Confirm. Noretsu is going crazy.
Uh oh, uh oh. Big
Alright, so
problems. Big.
quick
Uh oh.
Discord.
Technical difficulties. Please understand. Hang on, let me see if I can.
Stream connection is doing fine. Alright, Noretsu is having a little bit of difficulty with the Discord call, but we're fine over here. Server died? Oh no. Yeah, Noretsu is just a voice in the head again. He's left the call and he's going to try to rejoin, I assume.
Oh, we're back. There we go.
Yeah, are you
I think
back,
I fixed it.
Naratsu?
Yeah, I fixed it. I went into it. It kept coming up with reconnecting, disconnected, reconnecting,
Oh,
disconnected, reconnecting. I left, went into a different server, went into that voice chat. It connected and then came back, and
alright.
that fixed it. That seems to have rectified the problem.
Technical. At least it's not was
Technical.
nothing on my end. That would be
Yeah,
worse.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you basically just went robot-y and then you disappeared, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. But anyway, let's talk about this memory show.
Memory
What do
name,
we got here?
yes.
What do we know
Beautiful
about this?
witch Varga. Oh, is going to marry a witch that cursed the family.
Oh,
Which
big
looks cute. Oh,
curse.
I remember this.
Oh, big remembering. Big.
I remember pages from a manga of this. I am going to
No.
plan to watch this then because the manga pages
Ooh.
looked good.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It sounds interesting. But now you want to talk about something that is interesting though.
Yeah, I'll be watching it with you for at least the
Oh.
first episode. I'll
Oh.
try.
Oh. Man, I'm surprised it's taken this long. I tell you what. We are getting the remonsters, boys. It's happening. It's oh, it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see how well it's gonna be animated. That's gonna be the key thing here
Oh,
because
these
I
are the
think
characters. Oh
Remonster is
yeah,
going.
I forgot.
I think it's going to live and die on how good the Sakuga is. That's my thing, right? I think it's gonna live and because Remonster is all about the big fights, right? The big he's the big man doing the big fights, right? He gets the big power ups, becomes the big chungus, right? So if the fights are not well animated, then oh no, oh no,
I
we're gonna
am
have
kind
a.
of worried for it though because it looks kind of flat in the
It
visual.
does. It does. I mean, Studio Dean too. So,
Ooh. Well, Studio Dean can make good stuff.
yeah, they can make good stuff. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Right. We'll see what happens. Because he you know. I think it, like I said, it's gonna live and die by the Sakuga. I think it's gonna live and die by how well it's animated. Because I was thinking about this when I was reading the latest chapter that came
Oh, there
out.
are previews of stuff on.
Oh yeah.
And if I
Oh
click,
yeah.
what happens? I'll just mute it real quick.
Yeah, we'll see
All right,
what
yeah.
copyright strike time.
A.
Yeah. Might be alright. Might be alright. You got to pause it every now and then just so we don't because we're gonna get struck. It's gonna happen. Oh no.
No.
Stream is gonna get claimed. No. No.
Mm,
Oh. Oh, I am seeing some action. I'm seeing some action. Oh yeah.
a
Oh
little
yeah. He
bit.
eats. Yeah. Yeah. He's eating. He's eating. He's
Getting
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 stronger.
all the skills, so that's drop down was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. All right, I think we've seen enough. I don't want to.
Yeah, the animation looks fine as is.
Yeah,
And
so we'll see. We'll yeah, well, yeah,
hey,
yep. We'll see. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go.
yeah,
But yeah, we're definitely going to be watching it. Definitely going to be talking about it. It's definitely going to be one of the ones that we're going to be 100% on board for. Stop playing the whole thing.
I'm. It's already gone. You're just stream delayed.
Look, if we get copyright struck for that, you're not going to dispute it again and get this fucking stretch.
Well, we have no strikes. You can try it again.
Oh, don't do it. But anyway, so coming up next, Windbreaker.
Never heard of it. It's
Never heard of it either. I
I'm
believe
going to be.
it sounds.
We're going to be harsh, I think, from this point onward. So
Well, you say that, but I know what's coming. I know what's coming next. It seems like a delinquent type. It looks like
I loved
delinquents
Angel
doing delinquent
Densetsu,
things.
but it's kind of the only delinquent, outright delinquent stuff that I watched and care to watch.
Care about, yeah. So I don't know.
I'll put it on skip.
Muffled Blue Archive OST starts playing in the background, slowly getting louder.
But the thing is,
Are you ready? Are you ready?
How many of these gacha games to anime are good?
Well, I have high hopes for this one. because okay, what's the studio doing it? It's Yostar with Candy Box. Yostar's in-house animation studio is pretty fucking good. And Candy Box just it works as a sub studio for Yostar Productions. So I got some high hope. I've got some high hope. The Arknights anime was good. So
Alright.
I don't actually have. Oh man, they're also doing that show that we're going to talk about in a minute too. Oh boy, that's interesting. Okay, well no spoilers. No spoilers. We'll get to that in a minute. But no, I actually do have high hopes for if Yostar's doing it in house, because Yostar Productions is pretty good, and because they do all of their own, like, the in-game stuff as well, right? So I have high hopes. So I'm not a Blue Archive player, right? I don't play the Blue Archives, but I
Me
know
neither.
it's hard not to be absorbed by the raw passion that the Blue Archive
The thing is,
fellas
right,
have,
it's very
right?
easy to recognize because they all have their weird halos, and that's how you know.
Well, it's not just
Otherwise,
that, but it's not just that, but it's gonna, the community around it's really good, right? They're all
oh yeah,
really
the
passionate
the
about
the,
it.
the
I enjoy
sensei
the
that got
memes.
revealed was an
Oh
event.
man, that was some fun shit on Twitter. I tell you what, like, the memes about that have been fucking great. Did you see the fact that people were sharing around the fact that he cross dresses? Well, he doesn't cross dress, but I'm gonna get to the context around it. But basically, it was a punishment game. Like, he did some kind of event where there was a punishment game where he had to do like a cross dressing
Batsus,
photo
yeah.
shoot. Yeah, and so people were sharing that around, and I mean, my response to that was, look, the man just wants to look cute, leave him, leave him alone. But there was another tweet that I saw that someone translated from him where he talked about, he was like, it was meant to be a punishment game, but I actually had a lot of fun. It was quite cool. So, the other reason people are really happy about it was because he on the stream where they were announcing it, he was talking about it, and he actually cosplayed as the sensei on stream,
Hey.
because he mentioned that he, like, didn't know anything about Blue Archive, right, before, like, because he auditioned for the role just as a normal job, but then he got into the game while he was auditioning, and he ended up really getting into it. Like, he got really into it, and so then he got the role, and he was like, man, I'm gonna bring my A game now. I gotta fucking, because he's now, like, he's like only level 88 or something. Like, he's big gamer. He's become
Ooh.
big into it. So, and I used that as kind of a thing, because I was like, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, right, where, Homer's making the grill, and he's like, yeah, that's a fine looking voice actor. Why can't the English ones look like? Like, why can't the English ones act like that, right? So, and I'm sure there are some English voice actors that are like that. Like, it's just part of it. It's just a bit of a meme. But yeah. But talking about the animation in general, there's been a lot of hype around this one. There's been a lot of hype around it, and I can understand why, because even though I haven't played the game, I did watch this one Snake Girl VTuber has this. She's got these like 7-hour long something fucking videos that are just like, okay, here's the story of this particular school in Blue Archive, and it's like the whole main story, right? And when you actually, like, hear the main story, it's fucking insane. It's like, because when you look at Blue Archive from the outside looking in, right, Ellie, right? You look at Blue Archive, like, what do you see? You see cute girls, guns. They're doing, slice of life, maybe, right? You're getting that kind of
Well,
vibe, right?
I maybe have absorbed a little bit more because I do know of their rivalries, their kind of heists and thievery and story and
Yeah, but that kind of falls into the good fun moe fun times, right? There's some serious shit. Like, especially when we talk about the Trinity School, right? The whole Trinity arc is this, like, big deception, big betrayal, murder, fucking big dark tone, big deep
what's the
lore,
series called? Senran.
ghosts of the past reincarnated because of big just underground secret school manipulation, terrorism, right? Like,
It
Like,
feels
there's
like
some serious shit.
it feels like you're describing Senran Kagura.
Yeah,
Senran,
yeah, kind of maybe. Yeah, like there's some like the lore in Blue Archive is really intense when you get it. Like, there's also like there's some stuff about like the gods and possible like the girls are like reincarnations of gods. There's this whole like, and then you have the adults that are all kind of like mad. Like there's this, like the way the adults are presented in the actual like setting, right? Minus the sensei and how like what. Yeah, there's a lot to talk. I think there's going to be a lot to talk about with Blue Archive, right?
yeah.
Like I actually think that it's going to be good. Like, I'm definitely going to be watching it, and I'll be talking about it,
All
right?
right, I'll put it
Because
on watching. I need
yeah,
some. I need some
because I'm watching it.
convincing because I'm hovering between
Yeah,
considering
yeah.
and
I
planning.
think
I
I think
guess.
it'll be easier for me to talk about it once it's coming out and once I can actually talk about it episode per episode, right? Because I think there is definitely some shit here. Like, there's definitely some good shit here. And I'm fascinated to kind of see how it gets adapted. Despite not being a player of it, of course. So yeah, we'll, you know, high hopes. It sounds like it's going to be a good time. Um, big hype.
I
I
don't know
guess.
if Aru will be in the anime because I think Aru joined kind of late, so maybe the might.
Yeah, it'll depend on. I mean, they're gonna probably do the Abydos school first. I mean, obviously, because that's like the first part. You know, obviously, that's who's on the fucking screen right now. So I think it's probably gonna be that first, but we'll see kind of what happened. Right? We'll
Yeah,
see what
I
happened.
only know that Aru joins like relatively late, so therefore I don't think she'll appear seriously in the anime. Maybe she'll be there, but she doesn't have a story
We'll see. We'll
now.
see. But anyway, moving along, we've got a girl's
I
love.
do love my some Yuri, but I'm not going to be
Yeah,
watching it. I
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
going to watch Yuru
Yuri
Camp.
Camp, no.
This
Don't know what.
hard this romantic comedy thing.
Yeah, we get to skip a few.
Skipping it.
Yeah, we're getting close to the getting through all of the things.
You
What is that?
know,
Is that?
I'm always voicing the mood from some good old romance, but I need some good convincing that
Mm,
something Black Butler
yeah.
been not been watching it. Go
Now
Loser Ranger.
this is one that I know people have been hyping up, and funnily enough, it's Yostar Productions again. Uh,
Yeah, the
Yostar
image
getting in on this one.
is interesting, so I might.
What I know about what I know about it is it's kind of like it's like a world where the Super Sentai characters are psychopaths or whatever, and they're
Mm.
killing all of the goobers. Like,
Oh,
they
they
control the
are.
world, and yeah, like the Super Sentai characters are the actual villains, and the goobers are just like people that are getting murdered over and over again. I don't know like the exact specifics, right? But I know that there's like some interesting stuff going on with it, and apparently it's a
The anime is about the goons in the Super Sentai series,
yeah,
kinda.
yeah, in a sense. But there's some stuff going on with it. So I'm keen enough to give it a shot.
I am. I'll
It's
put it on planning, right? Maybe I need an
yeah,
episode to hear about it.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna probably watch it. So
All right.
third season of thing I didn't watch.
Skipping time.
Yeah.
This looks kind of interesting.
Supernatural mystery show, maybe.
But
I don't
mystery
know.
anime aren't the good all that often, so
Okay,
I'm going to skip it.
bartender
Bartender skipping.
workplace,
I'll
euphonium.
I haven't watched second season, so I can't rightfully put it on watching myself.
But you could put it on planning for
I could
if
be.
you
I will
catch it.
maybe
Yeah,
planning. All right.
yeah.
Not been watching the not
Didn't
been
watch the first
watching
season.
Vampire Dormitory.
Vampire. It's cross dressing though, so it might
That might be cool.
it might be fun. But yeah, no, I don't have much of an interest in that one. Something
Mm,
Seiyu, something
the many
comedy school, salad bowl.
their off air dynamic is chaos and insults,
Yeah.
but they have to put on a friendships for the listeners. That might be fun. I'll put it on considering.
Yeah, could be fun. I don't know about the next one. Don't know
Comedy
for that.
Supernatural. I'll just put it on skip because we're rushing through it right now.
We're kind of blitzing it because I mean these ones are ones that we don't really.
Jellyfish can't swim through the night. That looks like that screams to me like a title of a show that might be interesting. So I'm just going to throw the considering in viral hits.
Yeah.
It's Korean, so skip.
Oof. Okay.
Anti-slavery and discriminatory. That's critical critique.
Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah, some the Fable.
I don't watch Conan. I don't watch that. Action, historical, supernatural. Pokemon.
Let me quickly go through the visuals.
Yeah,
and
I'm just going.
Looks interesting, the visuals, but not enough for me to start watching
We're starting to get down to the bottom.
Pokemon,
bottom of the list.
Astronaut, Train to the End of the World.
Something about Train.
Might be interesting.
Oh look, it's not Bochi. girls band cry. It's not Bochi.
Formula One. All right, I'm putting on skip. We're being very harsh.
We're blitzing. Well, we're at we're at the bottom of the thing.
Oh, here's your Abe legacy show.
Oh yeah. Oh, but it's boys' love though, so it's big.
It's childcare. That's the important part. Raising kids.
Yeah, exactly. Don't care.
Historical samurai.
Don't care. Idolmaster.
You're ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm a bit ahead.
Shinkan, I have heard of the name. A golf anime, a shonen.
Just add them all to the skip.
Murder, kill, death.
Murder, we're at the kids shows now, yeah.
Kill the kids.
All right. And there we go. So I guess we can change the filter to filter out.
We could have left it unmarked, and I wouldn't miss. Where is the considering? Here.
It's the question mark. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. How many show are these? 1, 2, 3.
What do we got?
1, 2, 3, 4. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 19.
Yeah. And I've got at least, because I was doing my own list, I've got at least 5 that I'm confirmed watching, and about 1 that I'm considering, 1, 2, 3 that I'm considering fully. So we've got pretty good season, and we ended at 7 isekais this season. Look at that! Out of how many shows
we are going to watch? 19, so it's not even half.
Not even half, right? Not even half of the shows that we give a shit about are isekais.
And there were a lot of shows we didn't care about.
Well, yeah, that's just as it is. It's 8. Apparently, it's 8 according to a fellow.
Which one did we miss?
Did we forget to? We might have missed an isekai. You'll have to go mark filter and go in and have a look.
I might have forgotten to mark to count one isekai.
Yeah, well, we did kind of jump through the final.
Oh yeah, the later ones.
Look, 7 or 8. Look.
I might have not mentioned would be 0 in, and not Remonster. I mean.
Oh yeah, because that does technically count as an isekai, doesn't it?
Yeah, it very much does actually.
Yeah. All right. Well, it doesn't matter.
8,
7. Yeah, 8, 7. Whatever. Same.
Still not even half.
Still not even half. So So yeah, so that was fun. So we've got a pretty good lineup, I think, this season. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, Mushoku Tensei will be fun. Konosuba will be fun for me right now.
Yeah,
Konosuba, Mushoku
Blue
Tensei.
Archive and Remonster are definitely my two, outside of Mushoku Tensei, because I
I
mean
put it
that's a
on
given, right?
watching. Yeah, because you're definitely going to watch it.
Because
Yeah.
I'm watching it. Yeah, I'm
I
definitely watching it.
am from this list. I'm sneakily most interested. Besides stuff like Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba, I'm kind of interested in Unnamed Memory, just because I saw
Mm,
some good-looking manga pages from it.
mm,
I
mm,
believe.
mm.
So I'm wondering how Unnamed Memory is going to be. Uh, and stuff like Jellyfish Can't Swim in Night drama. I'm
Right,
I'm up for some good drama.
right,
And
all
of
right.
course, my isekais. I want to see which isekais are going to stand out at the end.
Mm, mm. Alrighty. So yeah, that sounds like a fun time. Fun time. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm just
So,
getting
Naretsu,
close.
not to prevent the good people from just oh, press the I'm pressing buttons in the wrong thing.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
To prevent the good people from to prevent just cutting the stream right here because we're done, kinda.
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you playing any games?
I've been playing a shitload of War Thunder, if that counts as a video game. I've been grinding to get my F-15J. I've just been kind of doing a few rounds here and there, getting clapped in my Phantom. Yeah, it's been. I've been slowly working on Bakery Girl as well, but that's gonna take, because I'm kind of just replaying the demo, right?
Mm.
So I'm not really gonna have a lot to talk about that until I get to the new content, and I'm taking it really slow. Like I'm only doing like a mission or two every now and then, so it's going to take me a while before I'm ready to talk about that again, I think. But so far, it's been really good. They've made a few adjustments to it that have made it quite fun. So we'll see. We'll see how it kind of goes. It's very interesting to see how the technology has like had a dramatic. I might have mentioned this, maybe not on stream, but during the time when the demo was out for it, the technology that like jump in the 30 years since Girls Frontline is actually kind of crazy, because the Arctic Union has like matter it's almost like Star Trek matter retransmutation type stuff, where they can fucking transmit, take materials, and that's how they're doing the crafting mechanic, right? It's like you get material and then you can make mines and frag grenades and stuff out of transmuting different resources and materials. So yeah. It's yeah. I don't think there's a mini news section, because I'd be, what news has happened? I don't really I don't know if anything really big has happened to
Yeah,
talk
I mean,
about.
I could talk about how you remember back in the day a ReZero controversy.
Uh, re oh yeah, the ReZero stuff. They apparently censored the designs of a couple of characters in this coming season for it, and people were fucking losing their minds about it. And I've talked about it a bit on Twitter. I talked about it on Twitter less so because I don't actually really like, because obviously it's TV restrictions, right? That's what they do. It's obvious,
Mm.
right? But the reason it was in the news was because some dumbass was like, "Oh, look at all these people harassing the character designer on Twitter," and all of the screenshots they showed were people just politely asking, "Hey, what's going on here with this? Was this a TV restriction change? Was it a design choice? Right? Just not even like asking in like a harassing way, Ellie. Like just polite, as polite as you can imagine. Just be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And then the designer came out and was like, "Hey, it's TV restrictions,
Oh,
right?"
all
Like
right. Answered.
like they just came out. Yeah, they just came out, and but they had to go on lock, right? They locked up. But the reason it was disingenuous was because this guy was trying to make it frame it as like, "Oh, look at all these anti-censorship people harassing the poor character designer." But then you actually look at the thread, and all of the people that are actually sending harassment at the character designer and being like rude and aggressive and calling them a bastard. So and so was one of the examples I saw. They're all mad because they increased one of the main characters' breast size. They're not mad about the thing that everyone's saying is censorship. They're mad about the fact that they increased the breast size on a character. And that's what people were harassing the character designer over, not the anti-censorship people, aka my camp, right? Saying, hey, we just kind of want to know what happened here, right? Is this a thing? And yeah, and there was a wider discussion to be had about TV restrictions, and there was some talk about it's being, they have to consider other countries' restrictions too, and all of that kind of thing. There's a wider discussion to be had about that, but the key thing about the news story that annoys the shit out of me is that, look, if you're gonna like claim harassment, you should actually show real fucking harassment, right? Because if you show examples of real harassment, then something can be done about it. People can report it. People can, call out the people that were harassing directly, right? Like, if you just do this bullshit where you nebulously are like, oh man, it's so bad that all this harassment happened, and there's like zero proof, right? No evidence. Just
yeah.
oh,
To
whatever.
Samu, it's easy if you want to show it on TV somewhere or stream it in nation somewhere, America most likely, then you have to comply with, or he don't run a file of obscenity laws and whatnot in America.
And I think all of us can agree that that's gay, right? I think we can all agree that that's bad.
Then you are running into the China version where instead,
which is a big. I think that's a bigger thing. It's like I said earlier. There's like a wider discussion we could have about China's influence over anime. And,
no, I mean
like,
more in the
censorship.
sense of that, just like every gay relationship is conveniently cut out of China version. If Japan makes something and it has to air in America, that scene will be conveniently cut out.
And in China too, because China's a bigger viewing share of anime.
That's true. Maybe China is the problem in that sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's a wider discussion to be had about whether or not pressure from the Chinese market is causing Japanese production companies and studios to censor at the source, because that's what people are worried about right now. Is not necessarily they make like a separate version for China or whatever. People are worried about, no, there is no separate version. They're just going to censor it at the source for everyone, so that they don't have to make a second version and spend more money making.
Also, I misunderstood. Samuel was talking about breast sizes, not big geopolitical stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, like, there is a wider conversation to be had about it, I think. I don't necessarily like feel like, because I mean, we're just preaching to the choir here, right? Because you and I are both, anti the censorships, right? We don't like the big China censorships. We don't like the big whatever. So it's kind of preaching to the choir about it. So, but in terms of the actual Twitter drama, I just think that if you're going to make the claim of harassment, you should have deets, right? Because it's all well and good to say, oh, I'm being harassed, or oh, they're harassing this person. But if you don't actually show evidence, it might as well not be happening, right? If you don't show deets.
So you've brought your news. I have some minor news. A while back, Xbox did the thing and said, no, we're totally in we're totally making consoles. We're just putting some games on PlayStation. That's not a loss for us. That's a win for us. We're not owned.
Posting the cry Jack emoji.
We're not owned.
Crying. Yeah.
We can't sell enough on our own consoles to make a profit. That's not a own on us. That's not a bad thing. But anyway, right after that, I read an article. I forgot. As a proper news segment, I should have a source for this. But we're not a proper news segment, so it doesn't matter. Some article that I read on the internet said that European retailers are saying, "Damn, Xbox is kind of dying. We're not going to put it on shelves as much anymore. Reduce the shelf space for Xbox stuff." And also, a big publisher that published a big game on Xbox said, well, if Xbox is going to put on games on not Xbox, why should we put our games on Xbox? So Xbox is losing its third-party big support.
Well, and I guess this is a good thing considering the other news about Xbox. Did you hear about the other news from Xbox this week?
No, maybe not.
So they put out this DEI bullshit thing. It was basically like, okay, here's a guideline for devs, right? A guide, guideline for developers, how to make your game quote unquote successful, right, or whatever, or how to get it on Xbox or whatever. And one of the points that they made in it was, don't have exaggerated body proportions in your characters. You want to take a guess what that's talking about?
Stellar Blade or whatever.
Don't have big boobies in your video games on Xbox. It's not good, right? We only want ugly characters in our video games. Okay, you have to have bland body type A and B, slate, no feminine features, no male features characters in your video games. So I'm pretty happy that Xbox is dying if that's what they're advising their developers via their DEI.
But
nonsense.
Xbox is just dying in general. It always has been dying, kinda. But I mentioned it before. They took on a massive billions of dollars in debt to buy Activision Blizzard, and Activision Blizzard is actively destroying itself and dying. So it's kind of they just put on a huge debt on the gaming sector, and Microsoft as a big company are looking at Xbox and saying, "What the fuck are you doing? You plundered our cash reserves.
What are you doing, bro?
You plundered our cash reserves for a dying console." So
it's pretty much a case of, I'm not gonna cry over the loss. I'm not gonna cry over the
secretly, Naretsu, Xbox had was big with 360, but it squandered ever since. It's squandering that Xbox 360 legacy. But that's enough news, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Helldiver's good. Going to kill all the bots. It's fun. I prefer bots, fighting bots anyway. Although it's kind of a contradiction because there's a serious chance that the bot half of the war will be over, kinda, until something really drastic happens.
Well, they're bringing in that new faction soon, aren't they?
Well, there's some models in the game, but I've been keeping my spoilers for don't spoil me in Helldivers.
I just heard rumors about some blasphemous, undemocratic rumors about
undemocratic.
Bugs don't fly. What do you mean? I did love that. I do like the devs kind of playing into it. It's quite good. It's good. Any pictures of bugs flying is propaganda from the bug lovers. They're not. Bugs don't fly. What do you mean?
But in general, right? Oh, I can show this because I have it open at most times, right? The Galactic War.
Yeah, here we go.
Kinda.
Oh yeah.
So, real quick, empty active players. So this is the all the bots have this plant over here and these couple.
Yeah, and bots are getting their shit kicked in.
And
basically.
if we have this one, this whole sector is cleared, then they only have this one sector. and the
Yeah.
major order is to kill all the bots, the entire faction of bots. So the only war is over here then, and it's only
Yeah.
bugs. And on
Yeah, the
a
bugs.
on a grander scale, I know the bots won't disappear forever, at least.
Well, obviously
But
not.
the
No.
idea that we can actually in the game eliminate one of the two factions of the game for a while, maybe that's exciting.
Yeah. Big sounds good. I am still keen to look into picking it up. I just haven't had the money. Legit, I've been poor lately.
Yeah, dude.
Spending
Then we
money on other
can
things.
stream together on stream
Yeah,
for
we
the
can both we
channel.
can both we can both spread democracy. Yeah, it'll be
I'll be
great.
level 50. You'll be level 1.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. I can be a little Timmy. I can be a little Timmy. But yeah, no, yeah, it sounds great.
But
So anyway, I
yeah,
guess we're pretty.
we're totally going to win when I wake up or something. The sector will be
Yeah.
freed and
Happy fun times.
happy
Yeah,
fun
happy
time.
fun times.
Fighting
All
bots is
right.
fun.
Well, all right. Well, I guess we're pretty much done with the done with the fun stream. We've been a little shorter stream today, but also we're just doing anime and we're just doing casual fun times today. So
Yeah,
next week,
sneakily, I have to be starting work a little bit earlier tomorrow anyway, so not going
yeah,
deep into the night, even if we start later, is good.
yeah. So next week we'll probably be back on normal schedule, back on ish, give or take, and we'll be covering a video hopefully next time as well.
And
We
I'll be
just
setting
figured,
up at least because there are animes that are coming out in the next week, in the next 7 days, 10 days.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like, reincarnated as a seventh prince, Spice and Wolf,
Mm,
the gods game we play.
mm,
Remonster is also in for 3.5
yeah.
days. So
Mm, mm.
plenty of anime to talk about next week. And of course,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
video we're going to pick out.
Yeah, whichever video it's going to be. But yeah, we'll see if we can see what happens. But anyway, it was a good time. We will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye. Bye. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good one. Nice chill stream. Nice chill. Oh, we're back. We're
Oh,
back to
wrong. I clicked the wrong thing.
uh oh.